A woodwork teacher in the eastern German state of Saxony-Anhalt has become the focus of a political fight over classroom freedom of speech. And it comes ahead of a regional election here that could produce radical changes in schools if the far-right AfD party wins. Max Heckel, who teaches craft and technical work at a high school in the town of Stendal, was reported to school authorities last year after a conversation with a pupil who, Heckel said, asked him whether he had voted for the AfD. Heckel said he explained that he had not voted for the party, in part because the domestic security services had classified it as extremist. A couple of weeks after the conversation, he said school authorities summoned him for a meeting and warned him he faced a formal reprimand for breaching neutrality rules. He is appealing the reprimand and says he has faced online abuse, threats of violence, and vandalism.
The tone has definitely become much harsher, and it's just turned into this ultra self-righteous debate. And what's new is that it's got so much closer to home. This morning, for the first time, I had stickers on my car from the AfD. Anti-Antifa things, too.
The school authority declined to comment. For months, opinion polls have shown AfD likely to win the upcoming provincial election here. Ulrich Sigmund is the party's candidate for state premier in Saxony-Anhalt. He has raised the case repeatedly as an example of the kind of classroom political influence he aimed to eradicate.
Such matters can certainly be discussed in private, but not in the classroom. Consequently, we simply want a sensible approach to be taken in schools. We have defined this very clearly in our program, and in our view, that should be the most normal thing in the world.
The AfD sees Saxony-Anhalt, where it hopes to form a government for the first time, as a stepping stone to winning a federal election. Hans Thomas Tilschneider is one of the architects of the party's political program in the state. He said overhauling education would be one of the main focuses of an AfD government. As part of a new, quote, patriotic cultural policy, the curriculum would focus more heavily on 19th century giants of German history, such as medieval rulers and the Iron Chancellor Otto von Bismarck. At the university level, the party wants to stop subjects such as gender studies and has promised a wide-reaching review of funding. Heckel says teachers should be alarmed at what might follow on an AfD victory in the September election.
In my view, the main obstacle that would, so to speak, lie ahead of us if this scenario were to arise is the fear of sanctions and, of course, of the unpleasant work that inevitably would come our way in disciplinary proceedings. Social contempt, isolation, I believe, is also a factor that shouldn't be underestimated.